After the church service, we all went to a huge dinner party together. And I was at that time a new immigrant. I enjoyed the company of those women really because they were very fascinating for me. And they were eager to educate me about feminism in America. Then the discussion went to attacking and blaming the white male who was described as having done more harm to the world, a white male, than any other male on earth. I politely disagreed and told them a little bit about other cultures and the history of slavery that started really in Arabia. And in Egypt was the center, an official center of slavery trade. Cairo and Khartoum and Saudi Arabia. Mecca, the holy land of the Prophet, was a center for slavery until 1962. And guess who influenced the Arabs to stop the slavery trade officially? It's the Judeo-Christian culture. It's Europe. They were embarrassed that Islam was still trading in slaves officially. And the Islamic Sharia books all talk about sexual slavery of women as allowed. Until today, the Islamic scriptures, they all still maintain that sexual slavery is allowed under the laws of Islam. Most of the 40-something women in that Berkeley dinner table, the 60s generation, have never been married. Many of them had no children. And I discovered from my husband that, because he was from Berkeley, that most of them had often on and off jobs and a passion for art. But they blamed the ignorant society for not appreciating their art and for not being able to make a living of their art. After knowing the families more, I discovered also that many of these women relied on their livelihood on their families for financial support, their father, husbands, and husbands. But amazingly, they all talked about the glass ceiling. I was the only one over 40 years old woman on the dinner table who have had a 40-hour week job, non-stop for the last 25 years. I moved to America all by myself and was divorced with 2 children and kept an immaculate credit score. But I was the one lectured on feminism by these women. Again, in Berkeley, I heard about young women who actually joined cults and cut their relationship with their patriarchal family. I saw broken-hearted parents disowned by their daughters. I met an elderly couple raising their 12-year-old grandson, whose mom left for Africa. The purpose of her trip? She wanted to save the world. I felt as I was in the twilight zone. That was a cultural shock for me. Why are they clinging to topics already resolved? Why are they hostile to men and blame them for everything? And now, the same women who burned their bras in the 60s, who devalued motherhood, family and men and marriage, and pushed the victimhood status and the idea that they can have it all to all these young girls in America. They are now embracing the culture of the burqa, Sharia law, and public stoning of women. They make excuses for them. They say we must respect other cultures. Is there any respect to the American culture? It's a culture too. I'm hearing nothing from the feminists on the plight of the Muslim women living under Sharia law. Instead, they are defending the culture that I have escaped from. The bottom line is that under Islamic law, feminism is not allowed. If you become a feminist and you criticize Sharia Islamic law, you have become an apostate and you must be killed. Feminists in Egypt are all running away, leaving the country because there is a death threat on them. Why? And there's just a few, by the way. It's not like they're a grassroots. There's no grassroots feminist movement. I don't believe in any Muslim country because the price for it is very high. Islamic law simply doesn't allow it. And so feminism cannot prosper in a Muslim country, but feminism can prosper in a Judeo-Christian culture. There are no laws in Christianity against giving equal rights to women. There are laws in Islam that prevent Muslim women to be equal to men. I remember my first job in America in 1979. I noticed when I was walking in the hallway that there was a sign that said, this company doesn't discriminate on the basis of gender, race, religion, or national origin. I sat in front of that sign and I remember I kept reading it and rereading it and rereading it. I said, wow. I was in awe. And I had a sigh of relief. Wow, there are no gender and religious discrimination here. There are no laws for men and laws for women, laws for minorities who are not Christian, and Christians have all the good laws, because that's in Muslim countries. If you're a Muslim, you have Muslim male, you have all the laws in your favor. And then Muslim females, and then Christians, and whatever, Jews, there are laws governing each group, by the way. I stood in awe. You mean I can choose any religion I want in America? You really think so? I can be treated equal to, under the law, as a man? Other employees were passing by, and I'm like, what are you reading? And they were taking such a sign for granted. I don't think anybody ever read it. But to a person like me, it was nothing short of a miracle. America was a miracle in my life. It took me a while in America to truly feel I am an equal. And it took me a while to adjust to the feeling of being equal. I have finally escaped the gender apartheid culture I was in. It's now okay for me to smile or chit-chat with a man, a male co-worker, or a neighbor, without being accused of being a prostitute. A Muslim woman is respected only when she shields her body, face, and even her identity. But in America, I can wear light clothes in the summer. I can wear a bathing suit and not be treated as a piece of meat that must be covered. That's what they were telling us in the mosques in Egypt. A woman's body is like a piece of meat that must be covered. They describe the woman's body as awra. The word awra is in Arabic means a genital. They used to tell us, every piece of your body is equal to you're exposing your genitalia. You must cover. So we were ashamed of our bodies. We had to cover it. Even in the hot summers in the Middle East.